Do you love the survival shows but not the drama? Do you ever wonder if the skills they show are for real? Come with Justin Wolf and Larry Roberts as they show what it takes to really do what they show on TV. Watch them as they act out different scenarios and show you the common mistakes most people make when faced with the tough choices you can be faced with when all does not go as planned in the wild.
Hey guys, welcome to season 2 of Clothed and Confident, and just want to thank everybody for watching. This is going to be an exciting season. A lot of scenarios, a lot of different stuff coming up this season. Today's a perfect day to get started. With this episode, it's going to be the Lost Hunter episode, Unprepared Lost Hunter, and a lot of people I've talked to about this in my area say, well, I'll just, be able to follow my tracks back out again, or I know the land real well and stuff like that, and that's fine. Around here it is a little bit hard to get lost, unless something were to happen, maybe you got hit on the head or something like that, or had an accident, fell down. I can hunt on my property, so it's not real feasible that I would get lost. But deer hunting in my state is a huge deal. A lot of people take time off, a lot of people drive 6-8 hours up to the Canada border and hunt and stuff like that, and a lot of people only go to their spot one time a year, and that's deer hunting. And sometimes that spot gets taken, so they're always on going to a new area. There's a lot of different ways you could get lost. There was just a few years ago, some folks out west were out Christmas tree hunting and got lost. I mean, literally just walked out into the snow and got lost. And a lot of people too has been telling me, well, you just follow your tracks back in the snow. Today it is spitting snow. I mean, it is really snowing. I think we're supposed to get between 9 and 12 inches of snow in the next 24 hours. We've already got about 6. And I tell you guys what, I let the dogs out about a couple hours ago and their prints are already covered up. I've been snow blowing and I can't keep up. I'm just, I got it cleared as best I could. I'm gonna give up until it kind of stops snowing, and then I'll do it again. I could literally sit here. I've got a pretty good sized driveway, so it takes me a while, but I could literally just continue to do this all day long. That's how bad it's snowing. So if you walk out to your deer stand in the morning when it's snowing, thinking you're gonna follow your tracks back out again, your tracks might not be there. Also, things are gonna look a lot different, especially with today's snow. Today's snow is a very heavy, wet snow. I've gone to my deer stand before where it's been snowing, and then when I get down, it looks like a rabbit hole. I mean, all the vegetation and everything has totally covered over the trail. You basically don't know, unless you know where the trail is, you don't know. It just looks totally different. I mean, it just looks like a rabbit hole. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to start it off. We're really going to do this in another week or two, but today was a real good day to do the intro, and like I said, with it snowing like this, it's you'd have a tough time finding your tracks on the way back out. Also, with this, you might think it's a little bit far-fetched, but really it's not, because there are a lot of people that go into the outdoors that don't have solid outdoor skills. They may be good hunters, they may be good fishermen, but as far as woodsmen, their skills are sorely lacking. I have an uncle who lives in Oregon, and he was just telling me the other day that he had a friend actually die out in the woods, and he was surrounded by pines, downed pines, pine pitch. If you've ever been to Oregon, it's nothing but evergreens. It's nothing but pines and pitch wood everywhere. This guy didn't know that pine burned real good. He didn't know that sap burned. I've got an apprentice at work right now, goes out hunting every year. He's 30 years old. He doesn't know that pine sap burns. There's a lot of unprepared people that go out into the woods. Anyway, enough of that, and we'll get going with the real episode here in a week or two. All right, take care. Hey guys, well, I'm just about ready to head out on my unprepared hunter scenario. Just real quick, I'm supposed to have a spotter come by, a guy, George. supposed to come by and kind of camp with me and maybe do some filming, but also just to be my backup in case I do something stupid and can't think for myself. If that's not the case, if for some reason he doesn't show up, I will be bringing for sure some Surefire, and I will make a fire lay, really huge, nice fire lay, so it will be a no-brainer just to go up and be able to get a fire, get warmed up, and then come back to the house. I'm going to be on my own property. I've got some thick woods back there. So anyway, I'm going to be as safe as I can about it. One more thing about this. This is my particular take on this scenario. There are a lot of different ways an unprepared person could get stuck out in the wild overnight, going to look for a Christmas tree. You could be a snowmobiler where you would have different equipment, but you would be further away from civilization potentially. In about 20 minutes you can be 20 miles from civilization on a snowmobile, and having to hike back in 2-foot deep snow with, you'd be better clothed, but there again you'd be walking through that deep snow, you might work up a sweat. Just a lot of different possibilities with this. For me, the scenario is I went out back, or I went somewhere maybe I wasn't familiar with, or maybe I was familiar with. Basically I got turned around. So I'm going to go out there, I'm going to take my shotgun, I've got a hat, we need to wear orange here in this state, and I've got a thin, kind of like a fleece type jacket. I kind of caught a break, depending on how you look at it. It's about 40 right now. 2 days ago it was 9 below. So, these, a lot of different variables. This is almost worse. It's more comfortable now, but it's almost worse with the snow melting and stuff like that. Anyway, so I've got a stainless steel Schrade old-timer type knife. I probably won't even use it. Anyway, I'm going to bring a mini mag, flashlight, just standard old school mini mag. I'm going to take a protein bar, and I haven't decided yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to take this bottle of Gatorade. If I can't fit it in one of my coat pockets easily, I'm not going to take it. Keep in mind, we've done some research. Justin and I both have asked people what they take out into the woods, and some people keep extra food and water in their car. Well, what if you can't get back to your car? Anyway, there's just a lot of, this is just our take on this scenario, or my take on this scenario. So that's basically it. I've got my shotgun, a bottle of Gatorade, a protein bar, a flashlight. I'll be wearing this stuff when I get out there. If George does show up, well, even if he doesn't show up, in order to film this properly at night, I am going to have a lantern. The lantern isn't really going to do anything for me except not have a blank video where I'm just talking. So that's about it. So I'm going to wait a little bit and maybe eat some lunch and then head on back and get lost. Oh, if you hear them dogs, that's where I'm headed. So sorry in advance if them stupid things bark at night. So anyway, let's do this. Okay guys, well, here it starts. I just wanted to go over real quick what I'm wearing. I showed you a little bit earlier. I added a flannel. It got a little colder. It's not too bad, but it's dropping a tiny bit. It's probably upper 30s. Everything I'm wearing is cotton except for this fleece type thing, and this might even be cotton. I didn't really look. It's a pretty common cheap orange type gear that we use here. I've got the flannel lined denim jeans. I've got cotton socks on, and actually I just got my butt wet by kneeling down. You can see my cuffs are wet already, super wet snow. I've got my lacrosse boots on. They've got some insulation in them. They say they're waterproof. Every waterproof pair of boots I've ever had, it seems like they wear out, and I know these leak for sure. It's going to take them a while. Hopefully they won't leak, but anyway, it is what it is. So, short sleeve shirt on, long sleeve shirt, cotton flannel, and then this little outer layer thing. Got a thermometer here. It says it's about 38 or so, so not too bad. All right, let's get some hunting in. Well guys, now I'm lost. Now I've got no idea which way to go, but usually what happens in your mind is you don't want to admit that you're lost or temporarily disoriented, so you're going to push on. You're going to keep pushing towards what you think you might hear or something in the distance that might be a long ways away, but the wind is carrying the sound towards you. Either way, you don't want to believe that you're lost, so we're going to keep on going. I'm wet. These cotton pants have wicked the moisture from the snow. The snow's not too bad. It's only about 6 to 8 inches deep, depending on where you're at. You know, sometimes the swamp grass holds it and stuff and makes it deeper. I'm up from the back of my knee all the way down to my boots. My feet are not wet. They're a little bit chilly, but not bad at all. Right there, you can't see it. Right there, all the way down to my boots is wet. All right, so what would an inexperienced hunter do right now? Or an inexperienced woodsman? Maybe a good hunter. Gonna keep pushing on. That's what I'm gonna do, just keep pushing on. Okay guys, it's twilight right now. It's 5 o'clock and the sun's gone down. It's cloudy. We may get some rain tonight or at least tomorrow morning. Man, if you were, you know, in a situation like this and you didn't know where you were, now's the time where you're starting to panic. Now you're like, holy crap, you know, it's not super cold, so I'm lucky about that, but you know, you're lost deep in the woods. You don't know what's going on. You know, the average guy we've talked to would be just keep pushing on, keep trying to find, you know, because you know your car's just around the corner. You know camp's just around the corner. It has to be. It has to be. Nothing, I mean, it's hard for your mind to comprehend the fact that sometimes really bad things or really bad situations will happen. You can hear, I have a spotter. Like I said before, my buddy George came up. He's bucking up wood just in case. Well, first of all, he's going to have a fire, and I'm going to be 100 yards down in the woods, and he's going to be checking on me. He's going to have a fire going in case he needs to bring me back, get me warmed up, whatever. We're doing this, you know, as safe as we can. So, all right, getting dark. It's just starting. And one other thing too is you're out walking. By now you're tired. I know we've circled our my property, at least a couple times. I don't have a big property, 46 acres or whatever, but walking through this snow and stuff, I'm not super tired. I'm in decent shape, but you know, you've been walking already, and now the night's going to be coming on. I'm going to be walking a bit more. One thing, in case you see, I didn't mention it before, I brought safety glasses out. My eyes are magnets for freaking sticks in the middle of the night. I don't want to get poked in the eyeball, so I'm going to be wearing safety glasses, because normally I wouldn't be out in the woods tromping with no light or minimal light. So I'm going to be wearing safety glasses just for protection. So, all right, let the fun begin. All right, guys, well, what time is it? About 5:45, and we've been tromping through the woods for quite a while. It's starting to get obviously pretty dark. Wind's kicking up just a tiny bit. This is going to be my base of operations. Sorry about the dogs, like I said, that's my neighbor. This is kind of going to be my base of operations. I'm not going to walk around too awful much because George needs to know where I'm at. He's going to go back to camp, get a fire started and eat and stuff like that, and this is going to be my base of operations. I'm still in the stage in my mind where I still got a lot of energy and I need to get to where I need to get. Now it's starting to get, you know, holy crap, it's dark. Now I really need to hustle. So I'm going to put my safety glasses on and kind of just wander around in the woods a little bit and use up some of my energy, I guess. All right, check it back in later. Freaking car's got to be around here somewhere. Where are all these tracks? Crap. Sure, it's just over here. Crap. Hard as a rock, it's frozen. It's good though. I'm pretty hungry. Okay, well, my protein bar's gone. So someone in this situation would be pretty bummed they don't have any more food. It's kind of a psychological deal. My Gatorade's almost gone. So what else would I have to use for liquid when I got thirsty? I got lots of snow. Might have to eat some snow. Alright. I don't have my cell phone with me. If I did have it, I wouldn't have service because I don't get service at my house. So that wouldn't help me. I didn't leave a plan with anybody. So nobody really knows where I'm at. I'm in some forest somewhere in the north of the state hunting. That really doesn't give a lot of people a whole lot of options to go looking for you. I'm going to lean up against this root ball. I don't know if you can see or saw me cleaning it off and try to just rest for a while. Anybody who'd been, I would think anyway, been walking for 2 hours in the dark and not getting anywhere would eventually probably stop. I mean, hopefully, I guess, you would stop. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to just stop and kind of relax. This tree isn't the most comfortable thing I've ever sat on, that's for sure. So, alright, just got to let the cold settle in a little bit. Well, that's how I spent the last hour. I don't know if I dozed or not, but I could hear that stupid dog bark and he's starting to piss me off, but it's starting to get a little chilly now. I'm totally just, this log's just a big heat suck, and it's really uncomfortable, real hard on my hips. Trying to balance there like that, but I might just try to sit here for a little bit too. I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be a cold one, that's for sure. Thought I'd show you guys real quick how wet my feet are with my cotton socks. That's just soaked right there. I don't know if you can see it. I almost can wring it out. Oh. So, needless to say, my feet are a little chilly. Alright guys, well, it's 11 o'clock. So far I'm doing okay. My feet are super cold. I've been just clenching them in my boots for, well, at least the last half hour, and they're at least not painfully cold, but they're just sopping wet, and that's what's killing me right now. And I'm just at the shivering point where I'm just starting to shiver. So I've been kind of standing around, messing around or whatever. I'm gonna lay down now, and I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna start shivering quite a bit more once I lay down. This log's kind of a heat sink and stuff, so anyway, 11 o'clock and all's well. Well, this is my view. I'm laying on this log, which is pretty hard to describe how uncomfortable it is, but just take my word for it. It's uncomfortable, and I don't know if you can see. The camera's not focusing. It's starting to rain. Not really rain, just mist. Hard, not super bad, but I mean it's misting and you can hear it hitting the leaves and stuff, so that kind of adds to the fun too. So, alright. Good night, guys. Okay, well, I'm getting a little chilly. It's just that it's like misting and stuff, and I just can't get comfortable on this log. It's just, it's a log. I have a bad back kinda, so I can't just kinda sit on it. It makes my back hurt. I'm gonna try. So I'm starting to get, I'm wet all over. My whole, from my butt all the way down to my toes are just wet. My toes are freezing. I've been sitting there just clenching them, and it's not warming them up. So that's something that I'm a little bit worried about, I guess. Not like, I'm not gonna have a club foot or anything, but it does kind of suck when your extremities are cold and there's nothing you can do about it. So anyway, I'm a little cold. My toes are so cold. Maybe if I get them out of my socks and put them in my boots without socks, maybe that'll help. They're really cold. Okay, well I took my socks off. This seems to be a little bit better. Maybe just because I stuffed them, or because I was messing with them, but anyway, took them wet socks off, stuffed them right back down in my wet boots. Like I said, it seems to be working a little bit better. It's like 35 and misting still, and I think it's about midnight. Well, taking the socks off my feet seemed to have helped my feet a little bit. They're still pretty darn cold, but they're not like blocks of ice quite as bad as they were. You know, obviously I could be walking around doing squats and stuff like that, trying to keep trying to stay warm and stuff like that, but with this unprepared hunter thing, you know, maybe people don't know that, or you know, maybe it's just easier and people are just going to hunker down and, you know, hope for the best, and just they're not thinking straight, and so they just hunker down and shiver and get cold and colder and colder, and pretty soon that's how people die. This is this particular type of weather right here is almost more dangerous than the below zero stuff. I think I told you that already, said that already, because it is. The snow would have been a lot easier to get rid of, I wouldn't be near as wet. I'm wet literally from my butt down. I mean, my legs are it's just sapping the cold, the water's just slapping the heat out of my legs. It's just, I mean, I'm not hypothermic or nothing like that. I've just got a good case of the shivers, which is, basically the early stages. But anyway, it's not like I'm keeling over anytime soon or nothing like that. I'm just saying it's people just, when you get to this stage, you just totally want to just huddle up and just freaking not move or do nothing. Just sit here and shiver. And then you'll go, and then you'll just generally just lose more and more body heat. Whereas, like I said, if I were to stand up, start stomping around and doing squats and stuff like that, it'd be a lot better. But this is the unprepared hunter. He'd be screwed. My feet don't start warming up. I don't know. I'm not going to risk damaging my feet for this. I don't think they're going to be damaged, but they're pretty dang cold. Well, guys, I'll be honest with you. I would have thought I would have been a lot colder. For this particular exercise, I think that extra little flannel I put on there was just enough to keep me from being hypothermic. Every once in a while I get the uncontrollable shivers, but it only lasts for a second or two, so that's not bad. It's as far really as I want to push it. I don't really see a purpose in carrying it too much further. The reason I asked George to come out, and I probably said this before, was because I thought it was going to get super cold. I mean, just a few days ago, it was really, really cold. And I kind of wanted to get to the very beginnings of hypothermia, where you can't do, your fine motor skills and stuff like that. I can still do all those fine motor skills. They're a little bit tougher, especially when you're shivering. But it's about 2 in the morning. My feet are freaking frozen with a capital F. And guys, I gotta work on Monday. This log is killing my back. I think I've catnapped a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe it's just my imagination. I don't know how I could have slept on this stupid thing, but the time seems to have gone a little bit faster than what I would have thought. Having said that, I got another 5 hours till daylight. I'm tossing and turning on this frickin' log. I don't really see the point in that. I think I've proved my point. If you go out into the woods for any reason whatsoever, make sure you carry some items that will affect your comfort so that you can at least get some sleep and that you're not having to uncover a snow-covered log and trying to do the crappie flop on it all night long. Next episode, we're going to show what a prepared hunter would bring. It's going to be a night and day difference from what I'm thinking. Will it be perfect? No, because you're not going to bring every single thing like on a camping trip or something like that. This would be an emergency kit. But I'm going to be a lot more comfortable than what I am tonight. I know that. So guys, I'm kind of wussing out a little bit here, but I mean it's for my best interest. I've still working for a living, and this log ain't helping that at all. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and Justin, I hope you stuck it out, and good luck to you, man. And hope you guys like this new season. We're going to be doing some pretty interesting stuff, I think. This is just the beginning. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching.